Good day, everyone, and welcome to Obidient Family TV. The program is Hope Alive. Yes, there is hope, and a new Nigeria is certainly possible. Now, good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending on our time zone. Today, we have come to have a very deep discussion on the things happening in Nigeria, especially as the North is now looking at the issues that are befalling the North. As Peter Obi has shown them that the real president is the one that belongs to the people. Yes, Obi's recent visit and philanthropic gestures to the northern communities has not gone unnoticed, prompting discussions about the quality desired in national leadership. This was pointed out by the chairman of Northern Elders Forum and the spokesperson, which is Suleiman Abdulaziz, who pointed out that the North electorate will lean towards a candidate. They will lean towards a candidate perceived as more inclusive, less controversial, and having a broader national appeal. He said the North made a mistake in verbatim in voting Chief Bola Tinubu to the presidency in 2023, and it is unlikely that they will repeat the same error in the future. To discuss all of these things with me, I have the Vine in the studio who will be cracking all of this, as we know that His Excellency Peter Obi has actually gingered all of them there now. Borehole. Right. Person using own money go do borehole, then they get problem, then get beef with them. Waiting be that one, if not be juju.
Actually, it's broad daylight witchcraft, to be very honest, because you're not doing, and then you have a problem with someone that is doing. So, of course, it's showing that these people are actually enemies of progress, because the elites that are down there in the north, they rather prefer to see the northerners, prefer to see them impoverished and in a state of hunger, so that when time for election comes, they can just go there and give them handouts and have them vote, whatever candidate of their choice. So, yeah, we've seen them.
Yeah, we believe that the North have learned from their past mistake, and we strive to select a candidate who can unite this country and govern in the best interest of all Nigerians moving forward. And we also know that the North will be more cautious in selecting a candidate for the presidency. They will seriously prioritize someone who will actually look at their interests, and that is what we look at. Now, it is really very, very ironic when this is coming from the time that people were criticizing Peter Obi's digging boreholes. We had the likes of Ahmad, what is his name, the former Bashir Ahmad, the former aide to Buhari. In the 8 years that they were in office, I wonder where that Bashir is from and how many boreholes, when we know that about 179 million Nigerians that were in dire need of potable water, just water. But in the north, where we know is more of a dry land, but they do have water that you can take up, we see them commenting. Some people talk about using 2 million naira to fly to Kaduna. Why do you fly? We know that Peter Obi flies. I saw in the morning time when you were doing, telling the whole world about how they're talking about 300,000 to build a borehole, but they forgot that what they have in their budget of 2024 is 100 and something million per borehole.
184 million to be precise, actually.
Wow.
Yes. And it's just very funny, because if we're seeing the maths now, if we go by their Imilocom maths, then you can already see the difference, because we're talking thousands and we're talking hundreds of millions. 184 million naira is what they budgeted for one borehole, and then over 200 million for street lights. And it's just very sad to see. We've seen the economist, His Excellency Peter, be showing us that we don't need all that millions to construct basic social amenities, to have water to be available to Nigerians. And so kudos to him, at least if not for anything, for telling us point blank period that's what they have in the national budget for boreholes and streetlights is a sham.
Yeah, I believe that the mistake of supporting Tinubu in 2023 has taught the North the importance of unity and consensus in selecting a candidate for the highest office in the land. But talking about that, there are some other things that come up when the Northern Elders Forum were talking. There's something that came to my mind, and that is the fact that yes, some people may have supported or voted Tinubu, but definitely, I assume, and from what clearly we have seen from the ballot, Tinubu did not win the election.
Well, I mean, we saw what INEC did now. They actually woke us up in the middle of the night. Actually, they didn't wake Nigerians up. They went ahead and declared their winner. And we know that it did not represent or reflect the actual will of the people. But they've done their abracadabra, and then the Nigerian judiciary has actually backed them up. So we have the situation that is on our hands. But it's really beyond time to actually start crying over spilled milk. Right, I think the point is, like His Excellency P2B says, it's for us to redefine our options against 2027, and so that's really just the point.
And I think that's the Northern Elders are actually moving towards the right direction. 2027 is right by the corner. It is not far off, and that's why we advocate for the Obidient movement, the structural framework that we keep talking about. Wherever you are, I will not hesitate. I will not stop talking about the Obidient Family Cooperative Society. Whichever local government you are, please do us that very favor of putting yourself together. We know you are in support groups, you are everywhere. Put yourself together in your local government. Go to the Secretariat or the Ministry of Commerce and get yourself registered. It's for welfare. Welfare purposes. Let's start with that. But we need to have a structural framework to work with, and then to support all our people in their respective local governments, so that from there we can also transcend to other things that we need. But again, Divine, the other thing I see coming out from the North, is it now that the North is realizing the mistake, or they have seen it? Because I've seen Sultan of Sokoto, talk about it some time ago, and they stopped about it. But why are they not commenting on the hunger that is on the land currently? Why are they being silent on certain issues that they should speak up? Because it's not just good enough to say that we made a mistake in 2023 elections, you understand? But it's again to take the side of the opposition and critically follow up with what the government is doing. Because somebody from the North also opined, even on national TV, that Tinubu doesn't have any plans for the North. Of course, we can see that from the appointments that is happening. He obviously is looking at the Lagos boys.
Well, let's actually start from the fact that I don't want to say we should clap for the North, but basically we're even getting to hear their voice a little bit more, because when it was their brother, in the highest seats of power in the country, even when the policies were not favorable to other regions and other people, they were very, very silent. And so even them coming out, hosting protests and all of that, we realized that the economic conditions are significantly harsher than they used to be. But it's actually very foreign to us to actually see the Northerners come out to actually say anything bad about the government, because most times they always ended up being on the receiving end of it. And now that is not to say that there are no Northerners who actually have a bone to pick with the government. It's just that within their leaders, they have a way of actually making just have a way of making their people to be silenced. Because I mean, when they are not educated, anything the leaders or the Northern elites tell them, they actually just go by it. So I think right now, both the Northern elites, at least majority of them, they are not actually on a very, very, the national cake is not getting to them as it used to. And so we understand that we see a lot of them coming out to speak, right? So they used to have an unholy silence, but now it's a Southerner that is actually in the seats of office, right? And so he's doing his own thing and just appointing the people who he wants to appoint. So we understand why they're now speaking more about it. But of course, like you rightly said, it goes beyond just coming out to say that they have actually found out that they regret this decision. But my or what I actually hope is that they won't, because this is just 2024, right? And so it could be getting to 2026 and we get to see the same things that play out in election coming out to play when they now take out peanuts or take handouts and decide to sell their people's votes to the highest bidder. So I just hope that these statements that they made is actually, they're very serious about it and they intend on actually changing Nigeria, because the current state of the country is pathetic.
Okay, and while we are on this, please do not forget the fact that about 179 million Nigerians are in dire need of potable water. They lack access to this very potable water nationwide, and that is more reason His Excellency P2B going about trying to make sure that some of this water, as you can see from the screen, this is also coming from the Guardian, and we see some people who go out to the stream where the water is so bad, and still they condemn or they try to attack His Excellency P2B for doing so much for the people with his own personal money. We have our own Rufai, Rufai from Rights TV, who also made a tweet on this. I like his tweet and the way he positioned the tweet. It's actually, whether you call it is funny, but at the same time, that verity say person using money do borehole. People will never do anything, they be farm. So the people where their government suffer Nigeria, they be farm. How many borehole their principal do? This one tweet where we say they come out from Hussein Rufai, where they for Arise. And this is the way they talk here, Divine. The waiting they sweet me for inside say person where using money then they be farm. And these people where they be farm, they not even show the one way they do pass that one. Like one of them talk say in just they ask questions say in no mind the borehole where P2B do for that place, so but now the source of the water now in the look, but in just they look at the GP tank where they there, but if forget say borehole be say something go inside, go push water come up, and when it come up it get tank where they there where the water go enter.
Right, but the truth of the matter is, because I think when the Arewa youths came out to actually say these boreholes were substandard, I just thought it was very, you know, I think, permit me to use the word disgusting, because, I mean, why would you have a lot to say about somebody that is trying to help your region? The people, like Rufai rightly said, like the people, your principals, what have they done, right? And so coming out to say the source of the water, we have people in the northern parts of the country that don't have access to clean water. They literally drink from the same stream as their animals drink. And we have even reports to show that not a lot of Nigerians have access to potable or even clean drinking water. So coming out to say the project is substandard or his name is on it is really just, you know, playing to the gallery, because we have a real issue at hand, and then they are bothered about, you know, whose name is on it. It is his personal money, right? He has every right to actually write his name on it. If he decides to sign on the borehole, he's well within his rights to do that, because it is his money.
It is also worthy to recall that there are some serving senators from the north, right, who has been there in the National Assembly and precisely at the Senate for probably more than a decade. You understand? And there is also many of them who are in the House of Rep representing their people for so long, and still they cannot help at least provide something that is so common like this. And we see some of them distributing what do you call that shoe shiner stuff?
Yes,
that they will use to go and start shoe shining and all of that. We have a lot of Alama jurists. That's why Goodluck did so much for them during his time. Right. You know, making sure that Alama jurists are eating well and are going to school. They did not take advantage of those things that were put in place by Jonathan, and they went and removed Jonathan. But I think let's just give them some sort of this thing, because now they've seen that things may work better with somebody who has a good heart for all Nigerians.
Well, I think the truth of the matter is that northern elites or northern politicians, they actually have a lot to gain from directly or intentionally impoverishing their people, because, you know, they have population, right? And it does not really serve their purpose as, you know, elites to actually make sure they have access to school. They have the highest number of out-of-school children, right? They are plagued with banditry and all of that, right? And so instead of them to actually, you know, pour into them and invest in them to make sure that the region opens up, because the north has a lot of capacity, a lot of you know, things that we as a nation can tap untapped potentials, but they will rather impoverish them because they intend to weaponize the hunger, because that hunger is something that they can play into to their advantage. And so that is why it is necessary for them. They spend all the years they spend in power and they don't do anything tangible for their people, because they want, when election period comes back, they give them handouts. Because if these people are educated, now they will know their rights, and with that population it can be very, very detrimental to their own political ambitions. So it's actually necessary for them to keep them small, keep them uneducated, so that whenever it's time for election they can just give them take peanuts and just use their numbers to their gain.
Well, I think that is where we will hold on for now to be hearing more from the kudos to the Arewa Elders Forum. We congratulate you guys for seeing the truth that is out there, but do not fail to continuously say the truth of what is happening in Nigeria, since there is hunger in the land, there is starvation, there is the lack of potable water everywhere, especially in your side. Do help out, especially as we are in this very time of Salah time. I even forgot to greet our Muslim brothers wherever they are. I was so quick to actually applaud the Northern Elders Forum on what they did. I forgot that it is Salah time, is celebration time. Where is my own ram? Yes, the Obidient Family TV is one of you, and we know that the Obedients out there who are Muslims are actually having their Salah, and we wish you all guys well wherever you are. May Allah bless your feast, and may Allah also guide your thoughts moving forward. Now, Divine, let's take a dive to what EFCC is happening with this Emefiere's case. Right. I recall that during the time of Buhari, when all these things happened, Emefiere printed a whole lot of money that they call, I don't know what name, there's one name that they call it, and they printed a whole lot of money. Now, this very money that they printed, this man seems to be the scapegoat that they keep bringing up different charges. EFCC has released details of about 18 of 26 fresh multi-million dollar naira corruption charges against this Emefiere, the former Central Bank of Nigeria. And it's just so this thing that they keep on turning from this side to this side without actually coming out plain to Nigerians on what this man did. You understand me? Do the charges and actually make these things stick. The one of Ganduje, of course, we know in Kanu State about the issue. Kanu State government has also taken that up, and I think later this month they will be having a hearing, either on the 17th thereabout. They'll be hearing a hearing on the matter in Kanu State. He thought he was going to run away from Kanu State, but I think a court in Kanu State said he has to answer, because there is matters before the state that he must answer, especially as it concerns these billions of money that belongs to the Kanu State people.
Well, to be very, very honest, and to just say it the way it is in my mind, I do not particularly think the EFCC has what it takes to actually do all of this, because the question I have in my heart is that, is there any corrupt politician or politician who is being accused of stealing public funds in Nigeria within the last 8 years that has actually been tried and found guilty? It's just a series of EFCC carried him, this one did this one, and we go back and forth and they take them to court. We never really get to see this is justice. If you go after somebody, you should have an intention to actually bring justice or make justice be served. Between EFCC and the Nigerian judiciary system, I have no faith in them, to be very honest. So I understand that Emefiele might actually be just a scapegoat, and that is not to exonerate him from the possibility of the fact that maybe he had committed crimes or misused his office. The point is, he wasn't the only one in all of that. He was CBN governor, not president. So we know that it takes two to tango, or even three to tango, right? So I don't understand why we're just talking about just him and a few other people who were behind the scenes. We need the people who are actually involved in all of this. There is a president or an ex-president that was sitting. Why are we not asking these questions? So EFCC, this is just, I think, a charade to make it look like, oh, they are doing something. We never get to see any.
Talking about EFCC, why are they not going after Ganduje? That is what my question is. His was very obvious when he was a governor. It was shown even on national TV. The money was seen there, the dollar and everything. Now he's out because he's the chair of APC, and that's why they are not raising up the issue.
And you know what's interesting? The reason why we're even having a conversation about Ganduje standing trial is because the people who took over power from him are NNPP people. And so it's an opposition kind of thing. As I mean, it was another APC governor we got in Kanu State. Be rest assured that this story will be swept under the carpet, because we can already tell that there's a reluctance on the end of the ruling party to try him, right? And so it's just very sad, because the only reason why we're even having these conversations is because he's an NNPC person, an NNPP person that actually took over power. If it wasn't an NNPP person or another APC person that was there, a story.
Yeah, also, let's just quickly take a dive out from that. We believe that EFCC is doing one-sided investigation and prosecution because we believe that Ganduje, who is the chairman of APC, should be in prison by now, and a lot of them are supposed to be in prison for what they have done. Even Godswill Akpabio, who happens to be the president of the Senate right now, EFCC have invited him. They said his lawyer is said he has some medical conditions. For how long with that medical condition? I beg, Mr. President of Senate, go and answer EFCC. Let's even check all those things that you put. Let's forget the padding that you guys have done. We still get to that very point, because we will monitor your project from each constituency. We are setting up our structure. We get to you. All of this. But again, we have one message again, a report that Atiku is replying to Tinubu. He said you don't need to wait till Friday to disclose cost of Lagos Calabar project. A lot of things that are going on in Nigeria. Whether Atiku is back in Nigeria because he's Dubai based, since after the election and the court issues, he has went to Dubai. He is not anywhere to help the people, and the PDP are having so much a crisis going on right now, and he should at least go and settle. But at the same time, I also go with him with this very report from Sahara Reporters that said that you don't need to wait till Friday to disclose the cost of Lagos Calabar project. That is what Atiku can reply to Tinubu. But then, Oga Chief Bola Tinubu do disclose this. This very Calabar issue has been giving concern. So many people talk about their land being, let's just have what that very project is all about, so that we don't enter into another one that billions will be stashed somewhere waiting for election time to happen. But on the one of Atiku, I will say, please go and resolve the issue of the people who wish to decamp from there. I think a whole lot of National Assembly members say they don't want their national chairman or the caretaker or something like that. But at the same time, I believe that all of this is caused by the opposition, by the federal government, because what they do is they try to penetrate both the Labour Party crisis. Their hands is in this NLC and Labour Party feud that is happening. And also they have also tried to penetrate the PDP ranks, you understand, using Wike, the River State issue and all of that. But I just hope that Chief Bola Tinubu should escape what come from this River State, especially as these matters are still in court. Now, as our time don't they give us signal, make we for carry our things they come out for studio. They are going to use this opportunity again to reach out to all the Obidient. The Obidient movement were on a day. All our people will be saying I belong to all the support groups across Nigeria. From the local government went on a day, make una go register the structure where would they talk about. And now welfare package, now that very one now would they talk, because from the welfare, what you go do for all of una, if una register for a local government, get certificate, open bank account, and go bring what then they call the proposal of the kind production to from consumption to production matter where would they talk. So any of this product or produce where we say on a get from a local government through this cooperative where on they register, we go support them and we go project them across the globe. Whether we ask even a World Bank to bring money to support agricultural productive productions going on in different local government, we go do them. Our own principle where we say na His Excellency P2B, we no say na banker in B. Say na trader in B. Him myself go chook man for inside when the time reach. But what they do now make we do the registration will be the structure, the framework for the structural things wey be say we wan put in place. So wherever you dey for Naija obedience, abeg make una put una heads together, make una come form this thing wey dem dey call cooperative society, and make una join us for the WhatsApp platforms wey be say we go dey educate una how una go take register this thing for local government places and your state ministry of commerce. E dey for this same video wey we dey do now, where I dey talk. E dey for the comment section, and e also dey for the other section wey be say e dey there. Just click on that very link or copy am send to people wey be say make dem come join. You go see people wey be say they don plenty for there, when dem don even get their certificates, dem don register. This one now dey comot from either Calabar Municipal, we don't get the one of Oshimiri South, we don't get the one of different registration where they go on now. Abeg, wherever una dey, make una put una hands together, make una dey together for this cooperative society, make una register. We wey dey for this very place, you no go rest until you go make sure the welfare of una dey very very okay. We go dey project una, and or every day when we comot, anything we una dey do, we go invite una come, whether through Zoom, we go dey project una, so that una get support to dey do wetin, to dey do the business wey una dey around there, because cooperative is not be political. E be political own dey one side, that one na the structure we go carry go, but for una own welfare, for the business wey una dey do around there, put yourself together so that in unity we can move this very country forward, because we believe that a new Nigeria is certainly possible. Until tomorrow when we come your way again, bye for now.